President Biden welcomed Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelenskyy to the White House Thursday. Zelenskyy unveiled the victory plan that he's been talking about so much about for Ukraine. Biden vowed more aid for the country and announced he directed the Defense Department to allocate all remaining security assistance appropriated for Ukraine before his term is up.
Right now, we have to strengthen Ukraine's position on the battlefield. And that's why today I'm proud to announce a new $2.4 billion package of security assistance. Russia will not prevail in war. Russia will not prevail. Ukraine will prevail, and we'll continue to stand by you every step of the way.
Mara Karlin joins me now. She is a former Assistant Secretary of Defense for Strategy, Planning, and Capabilities. Thanks so much for being with us. So President Biden announced a lot of new aid for Ukraine. He called it a surge of assistance. Is surge the right term? How fast are we talking about this, and how helpful might it be?
Thanks for having me tonight, John. He did announce a surge of assistance. And as you know, the United States has been sending a lot of aid to Ukraine since Russia first invaded in February 2022. And so have about 50 more countries as well. So today's announcements include some new munitions for the F-16s, for instance, an additional Patriot battery. That's a big deal because those are so important for protecting the skies in Ukraine, and then the interceptors to actually use that. And then, of course, training more F-16 pilots, which has been a really important effort over these last few months.
One thing that President Zelenskyy has continually pushed for is approval for long-range missile use to hit targets inside of Russia. Where do you think things stand on that? And give us a sense of why. I know this has been talked about a lot, but why that's so important and whether that really will be sort of a crucial thing that he needs.
Absolutely. So the U.S. and other countries have given Ukraine long-range missiles that could potentially be used deep into Russian territory, but Ukraine has not been given the permission to use those as such. Frankly, a lot of this is trying to understand President Putin's rhetoric and how that matches with the reality. I think the Biden administration, along with other allies, have been thinking really hard about how can you be thoughtful in the assistance that you're giving Ukraine? How do you make sure that you can help them be operationally successful, but also strategically smart?
Right. And that has to happen in a context of a presidential election that's coming, and which leads me to my next question, which is that former President Trump now says he's meeting with President Zelenskyy on Friday. How significant is that? And what kind of signal, if you are President Zelenskyy and you're worried that Putin is watching and waiting for an election here in the United States, what kind of a signal do you need to help you with what's happening and your battleground strategy?
You know, what we've seen in the United States has been pretty bipartisan support for Ukraine. We've seen that in the polls. We've seen that across Democrats and Republicans. President Trump, as you note, had said he wouldn't meet with President Zelenskyy. Now he said he would. I think that's probably a good thing. I think it's going to be helpful for him to hear an update from President Zelenskyy about how the war is going and how to understand the way forward. You probably saw that when Vice President Harris met with Zelenskyy today for, I think, their 7th meeting, actually, since the war started. You know, she talked about the importance of continuing to support Ukraine and just the criticality of that. That's very different from the vision that we've heard from former President Trump and his vice presidential candidate, J.D. Vance, which is frankly a little bit more in line with Putin's vision of letting Russia keep Ukrainian territory and blocking it from getting any meaningful security guarantees for its future.
Mara Karlin, thank you so much for being with us.